Hello, loves. How is everyone? Ooh, let me just start connecting all of the other lives together so we can just start the thing. Ooh. I hope everybody is well. Let me just. There we go. Okay. Hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. I'm just getting Instagram situated. Then we're going to get started. Okay. Live. Here we go. And hello, everybody. Hello. How is everybody? I hope that you guys had a good week. I have like a whole story to tell y'all about how I didn't end up going to Colorado because there was a snowstorm. But hello, Nat. How are you? How is everyone? Oh, yes. Please make sure you like and, share the video and share the live and all the things. But hello, TikTok. Hello, everybody. I have like 4 screens on my face right now. But y'all, I didn't get to go on the trip to Colorado because literally the day I have like a thrift store haul video that you guys are gonna see, but we went to the thrift store to go like grab some coats because we were gonna go what's it called? Like we were gonna be on the snowmobile. And so we buy our coats, right? We're like on our way back home. And then the birthday girl that we were gonna go, celebrate, she calls us up and she's like, so there's gonna be a storm that this is like the biggest storm since like 1970 something. Like it's supposed to be like crazy feet high and all this stuff, and we're just like, so we kind of had to cancel, and yeah, it turned into this whole situation. But yeah, so I have like a ton of videos that I'm editing for you guys. You guys just gonna have to give me a second because I'm also working through natal chart readings as well. And for those who have gotten natal charts reading from me, you guys know that it averages from like an hour and 30 minutes to like 2.5 hours because I can talk a lot. So yeah, be patient with me with getting everything because you guys know it's just me. It's just I. But yeah, just be patient with me with that. Now we're gonna get started with the weekly healing circle because we have quite a bit of things to discuss. First and foremost, this is the last week of Pisces season. So this week in itself, it's like such a shift. It's what's going to happen because by the time we come back and reconvene on Monday, what we're going to have is the sun will be in Aries by then. Like we'll just be in Aries season. And so there's a lot of things that are coming up energetically. And this is why I called this week's healing circle Head Above Water, because it really is going to have that impact. And it's really going to feel on that level where it's almost like, okay, you've been swimming in the water for quite a bit. You've been kind of lurking through your subconscious mind, lurking through the different kind of mood swings, the different energies intuitively, and especially with the gifts, because I feel like spiritually, there's been days that have been completely like on point, like ridiculously on point. And then there's been like crazy synchronicities that happened even last week. Crazy synchronicities. Like I had like even with Babe, she like woke up, she had a dream, her dad had a very similar dream to what she had. And then there's just like this larger conversation about what's going on, and it's almost like something is kind of lurking in the corner, like something's lurking underneath the water while you're in the water. So it's like this dun 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 kind of feel to it. So this is the week that the question, begs the question: are you trying to get out of this water, and what have you gotten from being in here, from soaking in it too long, from having pruny fingers? Okay, because this has been a very long season. Okay, how do you feel about the journey that it has been, that is Pisces season. I feel like Pisces season is one of those seasons that feels longer than it actually is for some reason. Like there's just the energy, the kind of flowing in and out. You kind of just feel like you're almost drugged for like a good amount of time. I mean, it makes sense because Pisces rules substances. So the energy itself would be like if you're under like a prescription or something like that. So it kind of flows in this way. And then Aries season comes and it's like, boom, it just punches you in the face. And then you got all this energy out of nowhere. Like what? Oh my God, I can't even sleep because I have all the energy in the world. Like that's literally how Aries season be sometimes. Like Aries, for the most part, Aries, people who are Aries tend to have a harder time sleeping than anybody else that I've seen. Like just the fire signs in general, except for Leo. Leo loves to sleep. It's a cat thing though, you know? It's a cat thing. Michaela, y'all, I just passed my second quarter of my massage school. Oh my God, congrats. Yes, congrats. That's honestly really, really amazing. Babe keeps telling me that I need to like just like go to massage school. So just so I can massage her specifically, not nobody else, but just her specifically. So I told her I'll probably like work on it just for her because, you know, why not just give babe some love. But that's really, really amazing. I feel like when it comes to, especially with the body and like working with the body, like understanding like what happens to the body, where we kind of get pent up, where we get those knots and stuff, like anytime. So me and babe have this routine, right? This is part of our like relationship kind of things, like the regular things that we do. So once a month we one of us, like every other month, will interchange like who pays or whatever. But once a month, we will go to who we call our massage ladies, okay? And we'll get a couples massage together. And it's always interesting to me because every time I go, I'm always trying to pay attention to where I have knots because I'm trying to think, okay, which area of my body, like energetically speaking, with my spiritual body, like where am I a little bit like physically, where am I absorbing some of that and getting like a little bit pent up? And it was interesting because the last time we went, I was laughing so hard because me and babe both had, this is like too much information, but me and babe both had like knots in our booty. And I've never had a knot in my booty before, but she was like working my ass and I'm like, yo, what the, I have a knot in there. So I was really, really surprised, like where, you know, you can get these knots, where you can get some of those like energetic blockages, physical blockages is what I'm going to call them. But I honestly, I have a lot of respect for the fields. I definitely, I feel like it's important to pay attention to the physical body and bring like some soothing and that, just some soothing, relaxing energies to the physical body. And massages is like one of those things that is absolutely needed. And I honestly feel like people don't get them enough. I feel like more people should be getting massages, should be holding space for themselves, should be kind of in a state of relaxation, like physical relaxation. So 100% welcome to the world is what I'm going to say. But congrats on getting the second quarter of massage school. I know that thing is expensive too, because like I told you, I looked that shit up too for babe. But definitely congrats. How was like last week for you guys? Like how, like were there any like random plot twists? Like were there just like some moments of kind of like that, like moments of randomness that just kind of creeped in? I got a sinus. Oh, you got a sinus infection. I got the snuffles, but it was weird. I saw people. Oh wow, damn. Okay, listen. I had my moon cycle last week, so I had like a fluctuating emotions at the beginning of the week. I was emotionally everywhere, okay, and then once like it started going away and then the whole thing with the trip happened, I was just like, y'all we're just gonna call it a day for that one. Okay, so let's pull up the chart because I do want to talk to you guys about what's going on in the universe, okay? In the universe of universes, we're going to talk about what's going on today. Okay, hold on, let me pull it up. Boom. I have like so many tabs open of like my notes and then like people's natal charts that I'm currently working on and like synastry charts and stuff. Like I'm actively have like a bunch of astro.com like tabs open just looking at people's charts. Like it's hilarious to me. Okay, so let's see. Oh, by the way, I guess I should announce this, y'all, because everybody like went batshit crazy when I posted this video, especially on TikTok and Instagram. For some reason, y'all just blew that shit up. But I basically made a video, and I spoke about this on the YouTube. I made a video showing y'all how I basically used astrology and numerology to find my wedding date, which we're looking to get married next year. And so I posted it because I wanted to share it with y'all. I didn't want it to be like something that I'm like having a service for where it's like, oh yeah, I'll do it for you. I wanted to be like, here, you could do it. This is what the information you need, and this is how you find the solution to the thing. And what ended up happening was that I had a bunch of people like that would be like, oh, thank you, saving this for later, all that stuff. And I was like, great, do it yourself. And then I had a bunch of people saying, my attention span is not big enough. Do you have this as a service? Because I don't want to do all of this. And I'm like, okay. So I recently added it as a service because I had a ton of DMs, y'all, a ton of DMs. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to give the people what they want. So if you, at some point in your life, need to know where your wedding date is, I will be glad to do that service for y'all. So it is under the astrology section of my website if you guys wanted to check it out. And it's probably one of the faster kind of readings that I would do. I would just kind of show like the way I have it concept wise in my head is like, I would just show you how I got to the date that came up based on the information that I was given and stuff. And I feel like it's just going to be one of those really kind of easy peasies readings, even though it's a lot of calculation and math in a way. But yeah, so I'm just announcing that now for those who are like looking at this and saying, okay, is it available? It's available. It's on my website. So I'm just going to leave it there, y'all. I'm just going to leave it there. For those who are like curious and like need, I'm trying to be a little bit more flexible with the services that I have on my website as well, and like provide more for like things for different contexts. So that was one of like the random ones that I just I wanted to share it, and that's why I posted it on TikTok in the first place. I was just like, let me share this with the people. Let me teach the people how to do something. I didn't kind of think that there will be people that don't want to do it and just want it to be done for them. And I respect that because it's the same thing with me when it comes to getting my license and driving, y'all. I do not have my license because I like being driven. Can y'all tell I'm a Leo rising? I like being driven, okay? And I tell Babe this all the time when she's like, oh, you need to get your license so we could road trip and we could change things. I'm like, I know, I get it. But like, I totally like to be driven. I'm just, what can I say? What can I say to that one? But okay, let's get into the energies a little bit because it's a lot of Piscean energy that we're in, and then that we're going to be like edging into like the Aries energy because it is going to be like straight up boulder. Right now, the moon is in Aries, so we're getting a little bit of the creeping in of energy. I feel like today has been so weird for me because today felt like my head, it was like, you guys know my moon is in Gemini. So I can be very scattered. And I've talked to you guys about this quite a bit, like as far as how do I kind of, I don't want to say deal with my Venus in Gemini. I mean, my moon in Gemini, but more of like navigate it is the word I'm going to pick. Because I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing all the time, even though it can be a little frustrating where I'm just like, my brain is here, my brain is there, my brain is over there, and I'm over there. But today specifically, for some reason, every time I would try to pick one thing to focus on, it's like I was using the moon in Aries to be like, okay, cool. Yes, I'm working on this. And then in a mystical kind of way, and then like, swoosh, it's almost like in a slow motion kind of way. It slowed down my process of how I'm scattered. It kind of almost slowed it down, and the Aries moon energy was trying to speed it up. It's kind of weird to explain, y'all, but it's really hard for Aries, even the moon being in Aries, to run when we have all this water and all this Pisces energy in the chart right now. It's just really hard. It just is, like, period. It just is. And so it kind of creates this weird trying to run on water kind of vibe where you're just like not able to do that. So it creates like a bit of a conundrum. And at the end of the day, we have to try to navigate the energy as best as we can. But this moon in Aries today has been a little bit of a contradiction to the actual energy of what it is. And I do feel like once things start, again, once we get into Aries season, you're going to see a little bit more of that kind of fire and the action and the progression like creeping in and building up, like the energy building up as we come up out of the water, come out of the emotions, come out of like all of the kind of like the weird kind of mystical tension that has been building within the stars like during the past couple of weeks in Pisces season. But I do feel like when it comes to this moon in Aries, this is kind of like it's a little bit of a hint of what it's going to be like towards the beginning part of Aries season until, you know, the planets start shifting in, and then everything starts moving. Venus goes into Aries, and the energy then shifts a little bit, and it's more like amplifying the fire. But right now, it's still like it's a flow, like an ebb and flow energy. So currently, we have the Sun in Pisces, Moon is in Aries, Mercury is in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces, Mars is in Gemini, Jupiter is in Aquarius, Saturn is in Aquarius, Uranus is in Taurus, Neptune is in Pisces, Pluto is in Capricorn. So there is this, like, while the generational planets for the most part, there's definitely a lot of things going on consciously within the generation. And I feel like for every news story that comes out every single week, we have to go back to Jupiter in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius, y'all. I'm so serious. Like the whole entire thing with, you know, the royal family, Meghan Markle and all that stuff, all of that exposure, all of that, oh, let me bring it to the public, because homegirl Meghan could have had a whole conversation with Oprah privately. Okay, we did not have to partake in that conversation, but you have to understand when Aquarian energy is being used and being amplified, and that's again what Jupiter's doing while it's in Aquarius and transiting to Aquarius. We have this amplification of society looking at what's going on socially. We have this like mass, like it's like a magnifying glass that's it's constantly everybody can see, like we all have a window to, you know what I mean? It's like almost like you turn on the TV and we all have access to view that specific thing that is being shown. And so it's really interesting the way things are kind of being, like the way the Aquarian energy is being used, because there's so many topics that have been raised, y'all, since literally even since like December when the switch started happening. You started to see more of it in January, and I do feel like it's like once we moved and pushed into Capricorn season and then we were starting to into Aquarian season, you kind of noticed it. Everything just started coming into play. You had the insurrection at the Capitol. You had like all of this focus on like the justice of it all. What's the fairness? What's the law? What should be what? Who gets what? Why is it that it's okay for this dude to get like his meals be organic and shit when that hasn't been done ever before? Like, why is it okay for him to get organic food in prison, but everybody else has not been able to have access to that? Like what, like the way that we treat everyone versus the individual. And you have to remember when it comes to Aquarian energy, it's all about your individuality, okay? Because Aquarius rules the crown chakra, which connects you to your own individuality. It connects you to your higher self. So when you have this focus on your individual self, at the end of the day, Aquarius says, okay, but this is a two-part system. Please remember that Aquarius is the water bearer, okay? It is a person that is pouring into a pool, but they have to have something to pour. And this is the whole thing about Aquarius, is that you are the one who's pouring viewpoints, ideas, comments, whether you're tweeting at something, whether you're, you know, reposting something on Instagram, or, you know, you're liking a video, or you're liking anything, you're liking a tweet. You are interacting with that. You are giving your 2 cents. You are bringing in your point of view, your individuality to the conversation. All of that is Aquarian energy. you individually, within the masses and the masses as a whole. And so it's interesting to me how Aquarian energy has been used to amplify different issues, to and the way that different parties have used Aquarian energy. You had this whole focus even with everything that was happening with Meghan and Harry and the whole thing with the Queen and the institution, which by the way was giving me hella Capricorn vibes, because it's something that's been going on for a long time. So they're like used to the way that things are kind of done, and they like to have a sense of control and power and all that jazz. But when it comes to what's going on with that as well, it's like the fear. It was so interesting watching the interview, because it was like the fear at the end of the day is what the public thinks, which again, Aquarian energy, what the public thinks. And if the public, especially within the UK, decides, hey, we shouldn't have kings and queens no more. Okay, let's say that happens. Dang, like you just lost your power. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is hella Capricorn energy, because Capricorns are used to a certain amount of tradition, a certain amount of power, a level, a social status within society. And so when Aquarian energy comes in, and this is literally how Aquarius checks Capricorn in that capacity, because Aquarius comes in and it's like, hey, so we've been doing this for a long time, and I understand that this is part of our culture, but we could be doing and focusing our energies elsewhere that can actually better society. Like, why does England need to have a royal family? Like, what is the need? All that is happening is that entire family is leeching and feeding off the money that the public is getting. And so there's definitely this there's this kind of this energy of why, like, what is the purpose? What is the like, what is the reason? Like, what is the reason for these people to still hold power, for these people to still be taking funds that could be going elsewhere, okay, elsewhere to the community, that could be put into different businesses or whatever, wherever it needs to go? What is the purpose of literally babysitting a family, and having that type of thing? Like, what is it? What is the reason? And so Aquarian energy is going to check that. And it's so interesting that every single week, y'all, like clockwork, something is happening socially. Aquarian energy is being used in order to amplify different viewpoints, highlight issues and how people are impact society. I was watching I was watching John Oliver today, and and he was doing the coverage on Tucker Carlson, and it was really interesting to me because you had this. He was explaining how his voice and how the way he spin things affects the society, and especially people that watch him, because there's a lot of people that actually watch him, especially on the younger, like millennial side of the things. And it was interesting because he made a coverage about how white nationalists, how they use his talking points to spin things for them to, you know, basically spin that they're not racist, basically spin that, you know, oh, white supremacist is not a thing, but it is, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, you have people looking to him to spin the narrative for the masses, so you can still control the masses and have some sort of hold that narrative. So it's just interesting how literally every week, like clockwork, there's this highlight, there's this amplification, there's this like, hey, this is what this is how the energy is being used this week. This is how you can see it manifesting this week. This is how things are going to be amplified. And to be honest, I feel like the next couple of weeks are going to be a little bit intense, because even just looking at the chart and everything that's happening, there's definitely a lot of shifts happening, especially once Aries season comes. The way Aries energy will be used, there's the question of control, and there's this energy of control and power that's been looming and lurking through Pisces season. It's just been like control and power. That's just been really creeping and lurking through Pisces season. And I think it's going to come, that energy is going to come into fruition during Aries season. I just have a feeling, especially looking at the chart, there's just this buildup into this like warrior like energy, this very much like a focus on our own individual power, but also how we affect others with our individuality, a focus on how our journey like intertwines with others as well. And when our journeys do intertwine with others, how we're impacting other people, how we're interacting, how we're able to grow or like kind of cave in a little bit. And so it's really interesting how everything is just, I'm just saying, like, it's just really interesting how everything is kind of playing out. And right now, it's almost like the downloads that are happening now are messages and things that you need to be aware of, and things that you need to see, need to understand, because the shoe and the ball is about to drop. Your head is going to be above water. Your consciousness will be in calibrated with what's happening now versus right now where we're all kind of lucid, like almost lucid walking, lucid dreaming, lucid like experiencing. And so it's interesting how everything's just kind of, you know, it's all coming up to like, it's all coming up to this point. And Mars even still being in Gemini, just amplifying that energy of just like consciousness is all over, like the action, the thoughts, the ideas. It's like getting spread, but like a mass spreading of information, a mass spreading of action in the impact. And the way the downloads are happening, it's like it's not just one person, it's multiple people. Like it's just interesting how everything is kind of developing, how everything is just expressing itself as a whole. And I do feel like the next couple of weeks, honestly, I would be very careful. I'm not trying to like scare y'all, but I think that the next couple of weeks you're going to see a lot of things pass from the things that you already saw. Okay, by things you already saw, I mean like your third eye, I mean like your dreams. There's a lot of downloads and stuff that we've been getting that are meant to be like, hey, just so you know, this is, just so you know, here you go, just so you know, just for your awareness, this is what it is. And I do feel like it's all kind of, it's like a shark song. Like the shark is coming, but it's kind of like you just hear the song, you know, building up underwater. Like I hope that makes sense, y'all. But seriously, there's just this, you say 100%, Ash, totally agree. Seeing these energies play out socially, 100%. It's been this flowing of energy. It's been this it's almost been like this weird, like it's almost like a whisper, like a like it's just so hard to explain because Piscean energy is so everywhere. It is so like you can't really grasp it to the fullest. You know it's there, but you can't really grasp it. So it's like a very mysterious kind of lurking dun 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 kind of moment. But I do feel like it's coming to fruition and it's going to happen very quickly. Don't forget what I said last year and earlier the year. Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, so things happen faster. The impact happens faster. We're not in the majority of Capricorn energy anymore. Like we still have Pluto and Capricorn, but for the most part, the rest of the planets are moving in different vibrations, different speeds. And right now, Jupiter's holding Saturn's hand. And there's a lot of things karmically that are coming into play that affect us, like all of us socially, that are just like doom, doom, doom. Like it's just creeping in. And you're going to have to sit down with the downloads and the messages that you're getting in order for you to navigate the lot of it, like really navigate the lot of it. Hey Lana, how are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's get into the cards because I really want to see how this week is the last week of Pisces. This is the last week that I would highly recommend checking out your transits right before Aries season hits, because Aries season hits pretty hard, y'all. It hits pretty hard. And the reason why it hits really hard, by the way, is because the sun is exalted in Aries. So the sun really loves being in Aries. Aries really is able to highlight the sun's energy the best out of all of the signs. So you have this kind of just like the sun rules Leo, and Leo is obviously the ego. Aries rules the journey. And so the sun understands that in order for you to shine, you need to shine consistently through your journey, not just within the moment, not within the fixed energy, but in a way that is progressive, that's actually allowing you to shine and glow up throughout your life. And so Aries season, and people who are Aries carry this energy. There's an extra boldness there. There's an extra dosage of energies. I feel like people who are Aries are born with an extra set of batteries. I'm just saying, just an extra set of batteries. As she said, I feel like I should be meditating even more during this time. 100%. This needs to be like the week that you try to connect as deeply as long as you feel like you need to. The reason why I say this is because Pisces rules spirituality. Okay, so this is a great time to do a lot of spiritual work, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through dream work, whether it's through like working with gods and goddesses, or even just giving spirit an offering, whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's ancestor work, all of it. Like, Pisces rules spirituality, so it's all about connecting to our spiritual bodies, connecting to spirit. And so it's a really good time to meditate, get those downloads, and also heal yourself as well. Because while we're reflecting, since Pisces season is a reflective time, while we're reflecting, take a moment to, within those reflections, to heal yourself, to get the downloads and the messages that you need, and then do something about those messages. Like, be proactive with the messages that you're receiving. So it's crazy, because this week is just, this week is going to be something else. I'm telling y'all, when we reconvene on next Monday for next week's live, we'll definitely talk about the vibes and the energies. Okay, energy for this week. What is collective energy? What do we need to know for this week? Okay, you see, but this is exactly what I'm saying. Oh my God. Okay. Y'all, I'll take 2 more cards, y'all. Okay. So, first and foremost, we're getting the Queen of Swords and the 8 of Swords. Queen of Swords, 8 of Swords. Then we have the 2 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. 2 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Then we have the Magician and the Lovers. Then we're coming up at the end. The King of Cups is our last card. And 1000%, this is what I mean by the there's just like the way the shift is happening, y'all. Okay. So the thing about Pisces season that Pisces season also very much does, while yes, we are consciously getting the downloads, okay, we're getting the downloads, we are getting a lot of different messages from spirit, we're able to tap in a lot smoother during Pisces season because it just rules that energy. There is still this restriction of, okay, but what do I do with this information? What do I do with this information? How do I become proactive about what I'm seeing? So a lot of Pisces season has been, here, dream about this, or here's an idea. And then you're like, okay, spirit, thanks. And then what? And then what? Like the proactiveness, the action, the oriented part, especially for those who are cardinal signs, I will tell you, there is this need to kind of do something about what the downloads that you're receiving. And I feel like that's a human kind of thing to do. It's just like, if you get a message like, hey, don't cross the street on that street, go around the block. Obviously you're going to want to go around the block. There's something, for you to go around. Like, that was a message that you received. There's this energy of, okay, I'm getting downloads that I can't do anything about during this time, guys. Like, you guys are telling me things, you're communicating things, but like, I don't know what I need to do about it during this time. Like, I'm feeling a little bit like not completely understanding what I can do about these things during this time. And I don't necessarily also feel like there's an opening for me to go ahead and run and do and address the idea, the download, the messages, whatever, in whatever capacity, whether this be about family or whether this be about love relationships or any downloads that you've been receiving. There's just this energy of like, here's the message, but hold on. We just needed you to know what the message was, but you don't need to do anything about it right now. Not right now. It will come a time where you will need to address the thing, but right now you don't really need to address the thing. And this is why we're getting this energy of this 2 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. It's almost like, okay, so you guys gave me this download. You guys gave me this message. You guys are saying, don't do nothing, chill, do not be proactive with the downloads that you're getting right now. Just that's what you guys are telling me. You guys are giving me messages, but don't act on them right now. So what am I supposed to do then? What am I supposed to do during this time? How am I supposed to do anything and work with the energies during this time? There's this energy of kind of like, okay, I got it, but nothing's happening, so I'm just gonna kind of keep it moving, keep it pushing, and kind of, okay, whatever. There's this energy of like whatever going on for this week. And I do feel like at some point this week there's just this kind of like there's just like this dismissing energy that's coming from us, where we're just kind of like, okay, well, I gotta go over here, so I'm just gonna go. I know I gotta do this, so let me just go do that since I can't work with this. Now the problem is that we're coming up at the end of the week, and again, the end of the week, we're coming up on the end of Pisces season. We're coming into the push that's happening. Okay, the push that's happening, the fire, the cardinal fire that is Aries. Okay, the energy, the lack of sleep. And I highly recommend getting some well rested sleep this week, because when I tell you next week, sleeping is going to look different. Sleeping is just going to be a little bit different. You might get less sleep. You might have too much energy. You might oversleep, or you might undersleep. Like, they'll just be that it's just going to fluctuate a little bit, because we're going to be pushing through. It's almost like, think about it as you were in a coma. Your body physically was rested, right? And then all of a sudden you just woke up, and now you're trying to get up. You're trying to literally move. Like, but you were just in a coma. Your body's almost like, okay, but we've been doing this for like a year or so. Like, you can't just tell me to run right now. Nope. The energy is there to be like, oh, let me run. Let me go. Like, let's go. Let's see where we can go with this. And so, because we're starting off, well, first and foremost, there's this magician energy creeping in. And this is what I'm talking about. Be very mindful with the downloads that you're getting, because the downloads, they're happening for a reason, guys. Mars is in Gemini. So even though you've been getting a lot of scattered, like it's just been all over the place, you haven't been necessarily understanding all of it, or even kind of knowing what to do about them right now, the downloads that you're getting they're meant for you to do something with it. It just doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be right now. Even if you, like, let's say you get a reading or something, and the person who's giving you the downloads, giving you the message, is saying, okay, well, you need to do this. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to do it in that second. It just means that you need to start incorporating some of those things into the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks, moving forward. It doesn't mean like you got to run and get everything that was said done right then and there. That's not what it means, because there's still this energy of like, y'all, there's a reason why you're scattered. There's a reason why the energy feels all over the place. There's a reason why the messages have been all over the place. And it's almost like, when it comes to Gemini energy, I get it, because again, I have my moon is in Gemini, but there's this energy of almost like, okay, I got that message, but like, I think I should just move on into the next thing, because I don't know, and let me just focus on this. And then the consciousness moves into something else. Do not dismiss the downloads that you're getting. They're meaningful, and there's a reason. There is a reason. And even if you ask Spirit right now, they might not actually tell you what the hell is going to happen or how it's going to go down, but you'll be wiser later for it. And that's really the way that the cards are coming out. You'll be wiser later for it, and you'll also be more emotionally, like, as far as intuition goes, as far as intuition, and as far as like understanding that the way that the universe communicates with you, the way that that Gemini energy gets used right now, because Mars and Gemini again, it gets scattered, it gets all over the place. You're not going to fully be there, like you're just going to be everywhere. The way that goes down is not necessarily going to look like the way that you have been getting messages from Spirit before the past couple months, the way that you're used to. Okay, the way that you're used to. No, right now it's time to be a little bit more flexible. And there is a flexibility that comes through when it comes to Piscean energy and when it comes to Gemini energy. Why? Because they're mutable signs. Mutable signs are changeable. They're always changeable. They're always going with the flow, okay? With the flow of the water. They're going with it. And so right now, even though it feels like you might want to like, no, but I want to ground. No, but like, I just want to feel like, like when the plane lands and you feel the wheel touch the ground, you're like, you just want to feel that. But that's not necessarily how you should be addressing what you're getting. And that can seem very frustrating and can seem like very like mysterious. Like, why don't I understand? Why can't I just know? Like, spirit, why can't you just make it easy for me? Like, why? Why? But there's a bigger reason, and ultimately it comes down to the King of Cups energy. I've been feeling this for a while, but I've been getting this itching kind of feeling that spirit is testing quite a bit of us in certain aspects. Okay. And the reason why I feel this way is because, especially with Pisces season and the way that things have been delivered and the downloads that have been, coming through, I personally feel like spirit is trying to like level us up on a spiritual level when it comes to intuition, when it comes to understanding, when it comes to dissecting the message, dissecting the download, understanding who is it about, what is triggering, because of what is triggering, what needs to be addressed from that trigger. There's just this kind of like, you need to learn how to like, I understand your intuition is like set in this way and you're very comfortable using it this way, but I need you to know more. I need you to elevate the way that you practice and you use your intuition. I need you to elevate your own emotional knowledge, the downloads that you emotionally get consciously within moments when you're talking to people, or all of those things. I want you to be able to dissect it better, because you need to master this skill, because later on there's going to come a time that you're going to need to use it, and if you don't know how to use it, you're going to get caught up in some bullshit. Okay. And I've been feeling this for a while, and I do feel like it's coming up into fruition this week. There's just this energy of like, no, but there's a reason. There's a reason. Just do the work. Just learn, have that patience, but there's a reason why. And you will find out later. You'll get all the tea, all the download later. Because even look, y'all, bottom of the deck, 9 and 9. There's this energy of, you like knew better, so you were able to act upon in the moment because you already had the information. To I didn't know, so now I'm in pain from the thing that I didn't know. It's almost like spirit is saying, no, we're training you to know. You're gonna know. I'm going to make you know. And this is why I need you to dig a little bit deeper into the messages that you're getting, but I need you to not act upon it. I need you to bring it back. I need you to not act upon it, because what's going to happen is, if you act without knowing, without understanding, you're going to be very like, wait, but I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I made the right choice. I thought like this is what the swords are going to look like. They're going to look like, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought this was like, it felt good. Like, I don't know. I mean, there was that thing that I guess one of my meditations that came up, but I didn't know it was going to be with it. I'm telling you, there's this kind of road that needs to be taken, right? That's coming up. It's almost like an invisible road. You don't know that it's going to lead to one of these things, but there's this test that's happening. And I do feel like spirit is just coming through very heavily, like saying, hey, before you can get to this, I need you to be in a really good balance. And you see, this is why Venus is doing her thing right here. I need you to be in balance. I need you not only be grounded, but I need you to be with it. You need to be calibrated. You need to be elevated spiritually. Like, I need you to understand like almost like having that wiser older kind of, like, it's almost like the grandmas, like the madama, like very like older women, like just wise women, when you get to that point, because you just, you're quiet and you're just you're observing kind of thing. That's the way it feels. There's just like the elevation that you're looking for is in the balance that you're ultimately going to be seeking. And the downloads that are coming down are really, really about a choice. They're about a moment in time where you'll have to decide, and based on what you decide is going to trigger a certain direction, trigger a certain moment that is going to either cause you to be within your own personal power, okay, or cause you to be emotionally wrecked from your lack of understanding. And not being able to understand something is very frustrating, y'all. It is very frustrating. Listen, not being able to understand consciously, not being able to understand something can drive people crazy, because it's almost like there's no process. There's no like connection to why it doesn't make sense. And you feel crazy because you're like, I want to understand, but I don't know what to do about this. I don't know how to navigate this. And so you're gonna just be mindful. Take everything and write it down, y'all. Write down these downloads. There's literally meaning in every single thought, even the thoughts that you're thinking about, the things that just kind of creep into your head very, very like slightly. Again, Mars is a Gemini. You have to make sure you write a lot of these things down, even if it doesn't fully make sense. Even if, like, let's say you haven't thought about a person for like literally 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden it came back into your head. So a thought creeped in, something happened, you dreamt about them, something. Write it down and just pay attention. Write it down, just pay attention, y'all. This week is not to be played with. It just feels very like a premonition, like the movie Premonition. It feels kind of like that. Okay, like the choices you make can lead to you surviving or you not. Like that's just like literally like, it's just, this is the vibe. That's literally the vibe that I'm getting. Collectively, what are our messages for this week? What is our messages for this week? Okay. What did I say? So we got Talisman is our first card, y'all. Talisman. Then we got Knowledge. Knowledge. Listen, just because you know something doesn't mean that you have to act on it. When the time is right for you to act on the knowledge, that's when you use it. That's when you react. That's when you move. Okay. When you look at Gemini energy and you look at what it does, what the voice, what the throat chakra does. Okay. Let's just talk about the throat chakra for a minute. What does the throat chakra do? You using your throat chakra is you using your voice. Okay. Now, there's going to be times that what you're saying is not in complete alignment with your spirit. There's going to be times where what you're saying is because your crown chakra is blocked and your consciousness is not calibrated. There's just like you're talking, and this is when people tend to talk shit about themselves and like, oh, I look ugly, or oh, like I'm so stupid or whatever. You have a disconnect between your head, your crown chakra, where your brain is, and your throat chakra, which is why the conversation, the consciousness that's had is more simple and not more complicated, not more complex. The messages that you receive, the things that how you speak of yourself, it is not productive, it is not helpful, it is not for the betterment of you. And because the head, the crown, your connection is supposed to be to your higher self, so you can be and embody your higher self's energy. When there is this disconnect here and you misuse your throat chakra, and then you just start spitting out shit from everywhere, you're just like straight up talking shit, like, oh, I look bad today, oh my god, I'm so fat, oh my god, like you're just actively talking shit with your throat chakra. That's when it becomes a problem, because then you're misusing the energy of your voice. The voice itself is such a powerful tool because we're working with the air element when it comes to our voice. Now, if you think about all of the tools that we use in our practice, right? We got crystals, we got herbs, we got all of these different types of tools. We burn shit, okay? We be out here burning shit. When it comes to air, the air element, the one tool that we have on us at all times to be able to manifest, to be able to block things from coming our way, is our throat chakra. Our throat, okay, our voice is either like our enemy or our friends. Like, we either use it correctly or we use it incorrectly and get caught up in what we are verbally stating about ourselves or verbally stating about other people. Like, a lot of people talk about the the evil eye being, okay, you misusing and sending bad vibes to your eyes, but it can be half time, if not worse, to send a lot of bad energy and thoughts through your voice, because the whole entire concept of the evil eye is very connected to the third eye energy. Okay, when it comes to intention, like literally having a narrative in your head, envisioning something like not going well for someone, and then sending that vibe to them. When you're using your throat chakra, it's in the moment. This is why when someone's bullying somebody else, the effects are felt right at that time. Whereas in the evil eye, you're feeling the effects after the aftermath. It moves through water. It's a more spiritual process versus you telling someone in the moment, like, yo, fuck you, I hope you fucking trip and fall and something. Like, there's a difference between how in the actions, in the energy that you send with your voice to someone versus the energy that you send anywhere else. Okay, because air moves the fastest. There's a reason why words hurt, because they have a faster impact. It's the fastest moving element out of all of the elements. And so you need to understand, when it comes to Mercury's energy, Gemini energy, Virgo energy, there is this concept, this mindfulness about being conscious about your voice. And I tell this to every goddamn Gemini I meet, y'all, because listen, let me tell you, okay, Geminis need to get it together when it comes to the throat chakra and the misusing of the throat chakra. They get away with a lot of the shit they say. Look at Trump. I just want you to look at Trump for this. They get away with a lot of the shit they say. I'm going to tell you why. Because at the end of the day, Gemini is the child of the zodiac. It is the child, okay? It is seen as a child energetically. It's kind of like you wouldn't beat your child for, messing up here and there because they tripped or they messed up. They're children. Okay, you're not gonna be like, no, you about to catch these. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna come off that hard because it's viewed as a child. Okay, there's still times when Gemini catches, karma. Okay, Saturn brings karma to everybody, but for the most part, you notice even more than Virgo, Geminis can get away with almost anything. Almost saying anything, especially with their voice. They can get away with literally almost anything. And that's because they carry that childlike quality where they can kind of like test the waters and get away with things like that. And so when we talk about our voice, when you're not when you don't care, when you don't have that presence, that Gemini energy where you can get away with saying certain things, you can get away with talking shit, you can get away with being petty, you can get away with that, when you don't have that, when you're just literally walking around the earth, you still, obviously you're born with a Mercury sign, you still have your third house energy, how you communicate with the rest of us, right? When you misuse that incorrectly, and when you say and give out to others, you're just like, what you're bringing to the table with your voice, it has a huge impact with their psyche, even things that like stay in their head. There's people that I've had conversations with like years ago, like that literally will hit me up years later and be like, yo, I still think about that conversation I was having with you about that, whatever it was, y'all, because I talk about a lot of stuff. But I'll have those moments with people where they're like, I still remember that. Why? Because my moon is a Gemini. I'm bringing the consciousness to you. I'm highlighting things about words, things about within conversations, things about even the ideas, the thoughts, the downloads, understanding the two sides, the duality between two subjects, the duality, the good and bad of specific topics, and being able to see it from the middle point, being able to be like, oh, I get that, but I also understand this, which is something that some people are very non-flexible of. You have people that are very set in their ways. That's that fixed sign energy. My Leos, Scorpios, Aquariuses, and Tauruses. Okay, that's that fixed sign energy where you're just like, you're set in your ways. That's how you grew up. That's what you know. You're not changing it. Whatever. Period. But at the same time, you have to understand that there is this flexibility. Words are flexible. You have words that hurt. You have words that cause pain. You have words that make you happy. You have words that bring you joy. You have words that motivate you. You have words that lift you up. You have words that inspire you. Okay. There's different ways to use the throat chakra. There's different ways to communicate. There's different ways to be productive with your throat chakra. Now, it's so interesting because every time I think about blockages to the throat chakra, I always think about watching Avatar, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because they did a whole chakra breakdown in that show, and I was just dying when I was a kid watching the show. I'm just like, oh my god, they're actually trying to explain this to kids. This is great. But one of the things that they said was that the throat chakra is blocked by lies. And that's 1000% a fact. When you're misusing your throat chakra, whether you be lying to someone, whether you're not telling them how you really feel, whether you're trying to talk shit, but you're only like trying to send out that negative energy, you're only trying to say, oh, they don't even look good, because there's a truth behind that, there's a lie behind that, or they actually look good and you're just trying to talk shit. It is always the lie that is behind the misusing of the throat chakra. Because if your throat chakra is in alignment and you don't have anything, and I'm not saying that there are bad things that shouldn't be said, because there are things that need to be corrected consciously. Remember, Gemini is about consciousness. It's not always about right or wrong. It's the duality between consciousness, the way that it can both turn into both energies, both negative and good things. That's why we talk about consciously negative things and good things. We can talk about trauma and heal without like getting caught up on it and beating ourselves up consciously from that trauma. It's all about being mindful. It's all about understanding and being productive with your consciousness, being productive with your words, so you're not getting caught up in lies that you are trying to build for yourself, that you're trying to create this narrative that directly impacts your psyche. It directly impacts your world. It directly impacts your energy of your space. Because think about it. I need y'all to just think about it, okay? Especially if you come home all the time, right? You come home, you over here, you're talking to you don't think your room is carrying all the words that you done said? You don't think your space, your sacred space, whether you cleanse it, you do your thing, you don't think it's carrying all the words that you done said? You do not think it's literally all the air that is in your house. It just circulates that energy that you talk about when you're like that, when you're like chismeando on the phone with somebody, when you're talking shit. You don't think that's still in the air in your house? And this is why the energy of there's people's homes, it just gets pent up. It gets a little bit like, congested. You feel tight. You feel like, there's times that I've been to different people's houses, and immediately, literally from walking in from the door, like the vibe, the air density feels so different just from taking a step into their door. And it comes down to 1000% the pent up, the consciousness of the house, the things that are just literally, it's just holding space for all of these words. It's just holding space for all of this energy. Everything that has been stated, everything that has been said, it's still living within the air, within those rooms. And it's like, I go walk into some of those rooms and I'm choking on that air because I can't breathe. I can't breathe right. I can't breathe because there's no other air that can flow in there. It's already too much. It's already pent up. Like, I hope that y'all understand what I'm saying, because it's really, really important to understand the consciousness of your voice and how it breathes life. Literally, the easiest way to create a new path for yourself, for you to bring yourself to a new direction, bring yourself to a different perspective, start something new, start a hobby, start a business, anything. It's consciousness. You have to be conscious in the moment, being in alignment within that moment, and consciously say and decide, because decisions are important, y'all. Decisions live within that consciousness, because when you decide, even for example, getting married, you are consciously stating, I am agreeing to this. I want this in my life. I am in alignment with this moment right here, right now. This is what I'm in alignment with. I'm saying yes. Yes is a powerful word. So is no. So is hate. So is love. And I've always said this, love and hate, same vibration. Well, not same vibration, but same concept, same energy, because there's some people that it's not necessarily that they hate something, it's that they love to hate something. They flip the vibration. They love to see the negative connotations, but there's still love there, because they're watching that building burn down, and they're like, oh yeah, I always hated that building. But you're loving the experience of it all. It still comes back to love. It's just in a toxic way. There's a consciousness there. And so you have to bring it back to what you're thinking, how that's translating. If you're talking shit, if you are literally out here just straight up spilling ill on yourself, talking and literally have no self-care practice at all, your throat chakra can be a whole entire like a mind zone. Like it's just a straight up like mines in a field. You're just taking a step and you're getting blown up because your words is like, it's almost like there's no control. It's just shit talking. It's just stuff that's happening. Nothing accurate, nothing productive, nothing that's going to help you. And then at the end of the day, because words are spells, there's things that we're constantly manifesting. When we say, oh my God, I look so ugly, or oh my God, I'm fat. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to lose weight. What's going to happen? You're going to keep eating your feelings because you're not consciously trying to work on them. You're going to keep eating your feelings. You're manifesting yourself staying or becoming worse than what you are. Why? Because you decided to state that. You decided to bring that energy, not only into your house, into your space, okay? But literally out of your mouth. Your throat chakra is one of the biggest tools for manifestation because it holds your voice, and your voice is power because it translates and communicates your consciousness, okay? Being in alignment with your consciousness keeps you in alignment with your path, keeps you in alignment with your journey. It keeps your head straight, to be honest. And this is why I always tell you guys, a lot of people have issues with the upper chakras. They love working with the lower chakras, okay? You love the money with the root chakra. You love, owning things with the root chakra. We love the sacral chakra for all the sex and all of the things, okay? We love the solar plexus because we like to do things, we like to treat ourselves. There's action that needs to be had. We love the heart chakra because the love of it all. But then when you start getting into the upper chakras and you're like, oh, hey, what's your vision in life? Oh, I'm sorry, my third chakra is blocked. My third eye chakra is blocked. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm meant to do. I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow. I don't know that this is blocked because you're not connected to your higher self. You don't have that connection. You do not have that link where it's like, I know my purpose. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in this life. And that's exactly what I'm headed. Because once these three chakras are in alignment, the solar plexus can move freely. It's almost like getting solar charged and then having that energy to pursue those things. It can't be half of the thing. It has to be the everything of the thing. We cannot forget that our head is very, very important, not only for our lives, not only for how we need to grow, not only for feeling like we're not crazy with what we're doing, we're not crazy with our choices, we're not like out of control. Our head is just as important as our root chakra in that way. And while some people will see that as the opposite, because some people are very obsessed with their physical realm of forms, being grounded in their physical bodies, there is this need to hold that knowledge, to hold that space for ourselves, to hold and connect to not only our access, our own divine purpose, our own higher self, and say, okay, no, I'm working with me to make me better. Okay. 100% recommend going to therapists, seeing counseling, all of these different things, all of the tools that we have from a society that can give you that support to get you where you need to be. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to come up back to yourself. It always comes back to yourself. It always comes back to, I need to hold space for myself. You know what? My self-love practice does not exist. I actually need to do something about that because I've been lacking and I've just been beating myself up all my life. So I really have to do something about it because I'm not being productive. There's no productivity that is coming from me beating myself up, that is coming from me shitting on my dreams or thinking that I'm not good enough or being like unproductive with the downloads and the messages that I'm getting. Like there's no benefit that comes from not moving, not acting. It just becomes a loss. It becomes, and then spirit's watching you, right? They'll send you a download because they're saying, oh no, this, they can do it. I honestly believe that they can do it. Imagine having spirit believe in you and then you don't do nothing with that. And then they have to go give that idea, that download to someone else that's going to bring it into fruition because you didn't want to go do the work and bring it into fruition. Imagine that. Imagine not imagine not going for your dreams, y'all. Imagine not wanting a beautiful life. Like, imagine. Like, why is it necessary? Why is it necessary? Like, at the end of the day, we need to dial it back. We really, really, really do. We need to dial it back. And this week, it's the knowledge for me. It's that throat chakra for me. It's the crown chakra for me. I need you guys to make sure that you're good and you're also you're just in wait. Like, listen, what you know right now, you don't need to act upon. You just need to hold it and wait. It is not necessary for you to say, okay, spirit told me this. I probably need to do something about it. No. Hold the line. We're not in a battle zone yet. We're not in Aries season. Pisces season is not about motion. It's about creation. It's about understanding. It's about getting those ideas, getting creative, getting down in the nitty gritty of like, oh, let me get lost in this. Let me get lost in something. Aries season is about, okay, now let's make this into reality. Let's bring this into fruition. Let's see something come out of this. So don't try to force something that's just not, it's just not meant to come that way. It is just not. For those who are having issues with their throat chakra, with their crown chakra, I need you to be using your spiritual tools because we're getting the talisman card. 1000%, you guys need to be using your spiritual tools. I ain't playing with y'all. Okay? I am not playing with y'all. Y'all need to be using your spiritual tools. For me, because I'm an earth sign, I highly gravitate towards crystals on a daily. And you guys know, I've told you guys, I've been working with my diamond ring energy a lot in readings, in like Reiki sessions. Like, I straight up been doing a lot of work with my diamond because it works with the upper chakras. So there's just a precision that comes with the diamond. It's just very precise. It's almost like a laser in many ways. It's kind of like the way it comes off when I'm like doing the work with it. It just comes up like a laser in my head. I'm just like, oh wow, okay. Let's do it. But I've been working with my tools. I've been trying to stay on track because the thing about crystals is that it works with two different types of energies. If you think about it, crystals are a physical, obviously they're deeply connected to the root chakra because they're a physical thing, but they're all about energy. They have different energy. So you're working with the spiritual aspect while also your physical being holding it onto this crystal, this thing in your hands that is just exuding all of this energy out. It is trying to expand that energy out while you're holding it. This week, if you're feeling a little bit all over the place because, you know, we're in water season, use your tools to get grounded. Use your tools to get grounded. I don't want an excuse. I don't want to be like, oh, but I feel like this. I feel a little bit, I don't know. I've been in my head a lot. Like, okay, you want to feel more grounded? Go grab a crystal. Go hug a tree. I ain't playing with y'all. Go hug a tree. You have no idea how amazing it is to hug a tree until you did the shit. You gotta go hug a tree. I actually love going to the park and hugging trees. It's just like one of my favorite things because they all have like there's just such an energy to trees. Like, I cannot speak about trees enough. Energy for this week for the collective. What's going on for the collective? Ooh, hold on now. Energy for this week for the collective. Okay, we got a lot of things. Oh, y'all. Okay, so we have attraction and lust coming on, and honestly, I think that the reason why attraction and lust is coming up is because of temptation. It's straight up because of temptation, because there's certain things that, again, when we're moving through this like airy kind of energy, that we're very tempted to like react quickly because air moves fast. It's like within the moment, like I'm talking right now. This is air. I'm using the element right now. So there's just kind of like, there's going to be like temptations of, oh, but maybe I should, no, hold the line. We also got diplomacy and kindness. And that's because of the words. I'm telling y'all, it's the throat chakra for me. It's the misusing of the throat chakra for me. We got burden and heavy load as well. And again, I do feel like it's just, I'm telling you, this is energy. There's these downloads that we're getting that feel just, it's like, okay, what do I do with this? It's going to highlight a bigger issue. Ultimately, you'll see how it all kind of come into play, and then everything is like revealed, like, here you go, there it is. That's why you received this download. That's why you received this message. That's why it was a necessary process for you to, receive. But ultimately, y'all, there's just this need to kind of just hold the line. Just hold the line, or you're gonna get caught up in some bullshit. Okay, collective energy for this week. We need to be aware of for this week. I'm using the Enchanted Map Oracle, and you already know the reputation of this deck on this channel, so y'all already know. Okay, we're gonna keep all of these because these, y'all. Okay, first card that came out, Wizard of Awareness. I swear this is the deck that I be talking for 2 hours, y'all, and then it just comes out and it'd be like, to summarize. Wizard of Awareness. We have Spirit of Place. We have details, and that's what I'm saying. There's just like these little, and then we have Balancing Act. Now, I'm actually going to read. I'm going to read it to y'all from the book because it's important for you guys to get, straight up served. So let me just, Wizard of Awareness. It's number 3, y'all. Hold on. We're about to go in. Your soul knows best. Be still and observe. Listen, mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. This applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new, powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. What did I say? I said attraction and lust. I'm just saying the temptation. Wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go. Experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shifting and change. No matter how much you want things to stay the same, the Wizard of Awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It is all good. Let it be and watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. What did I say, y'all? I mean, I told you this is the deck. This is the deck, y'all. Spirit of Place, number 4. We're literally up going in order right now. Like Jesus. Okay. Authenticity is the essence of power. As our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. It's just as we have a soul. The plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place arrives at your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your stances. Is it your question about struggle? The answer is to relax and let it go. Of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than longing for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question, then name it. You'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Y'all. Okay. Then we got details. There we go. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. This is a time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. For another time, y'all. What did I say? Okay. When this card appears in a reading, it is a time to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. This is what I'm saying. Some of you guys don't understand why the downloads you're getting. Why? You don't understand. You don't know how to fully like move forward with them. There's just like, they're just there. And it's like, what do I do with this? Listen. And lastly, where is it? Hold on. Nope, not that one. There we go. Balancing act. By the way, I just want you to know this is the 11. Okay, we have a lot of dualistic energy in this reading. I'm just saying, you are calm within no matter the fluctuations of outer conditions. There are times when things seem a bit topsy-turvy, and it feels as if you're juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Perhaps you're unsure of your footing. Now is the moment to evaluate which areas of your life need balance and then restore equilibrium. Choose harmony over discord, and great success will be yours. You'll find the inner stability when you choose a balanced, focused, level path. And this is what I was saying with the bottom of the deck, y'all, because literally it's right here. It's right here. It's right here, y'all. It's right here. I'm telling you, there's this need to calibrate. There's this need to come back, not only to your own, like, as far as working with your intuition, especially if you think you're the person that you already know what the fuck you're doing and, you know, you got everything in a row. No, there's still an understanding that needs to come from your practice, that needs to come from the way that the messages have been delivered. That spirit is literally trying to elevate you, elevate your understanding, elevate your knowledge, using your tools, using those downloads that you're getting productively. So you're not kind of like confused or feeling like lightheaded, airheaded, like not necessarily fully understanding or grasping what messages you're getting. Archangel Michael, what do we need to know for this week? Let me know. What's going on? Consciously, what do we need to know for this week, for the collective? Okay. That was a lot of cards. Okay. So first of all, we're getting your home is protected by angels, y'all. Your home is protected by angels. And I do feel like this week specifically, please make sure that you are praying and that you are you're just at least trying to do the work as far as asking for protection. Because as I said about the throat chakra before, a lot of it when it comes to working with spirit, you have to give them consent. It has to do with consent. You have to say, hey, I'm consenting to you being a presence in my life. Can you please protect me during this time while I'm asleep, while I'm at rest, while I'm not here? Please, X, Y, Z, and B. You need to make sure that you are consenting to the protection that you would like to have. Okay. It's the same thing. Think about it as like, you know, you're hiring security or something like that. Or you think that you have security, but you literally didn't hire nobody. But you're like, oh, but I'm supposed to be protected. Nobody's supposed to be such. Okay, but did you hire the correct security? Did you give consent? Did you, what did you do? That is the question. And at the end of the day, it's all about asking for that consent, asking for that presence to be there. So you're not worrying about those things kind of creeping in and kind of tumbling around. The next one is God is in charge. And I'm going to read the prayer to y'all. Dear God, please help me to let go of the situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. Because I do feel like there's a lot of layers, especially when it comes to conflicts that are happening socially within our own personal lives. There's a lot of things that are not necessarily within our control that some of us might be comfortable or wanting to control, because control is something that a lot of, especially depending on the sign you are, okay, feel more comfortable doing and using for whether your benefit or the collective benefit or whomever needs to benefit. But there is this need of putting it and taking it out of your hands, taking it out of like, be like, okay, thank you. Please, I'm giving this to you. Please, like, handle this for me. Please take care of this for me. Please make sure that this is resolved. I am clearing my throat chakra from any negativity that I could have brought to this situation by actively sharing that with you guys. I want to be liberated from any toxicity from this situation, X, Y, Z, and B, and boom. Seal that, pray on that, and leave it be. But there's just this need of like, you're not the one that you can't just wave a wand and resolve the situation on your own. You're going to need help. So use your resources. The next one is, this is your life's purpose. Y'all. And the prayer goes, Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. What did I say about life purposes earlier? Y'all remember what I said about life purposes earlier? What did I say? It's the crown chakra. It's your higher self. Okay. It's also studying your natal chart. I ain't playing with y'all. Some of you guys need a natal chart reading. I ain't playing with y'all. Some of you guys need to look at what you're healing in this lifetime. Some of you guys need to look at what energy you're carrying, how you've been misusing it, so you can actually use it correctly and be productive with your healing. And at the end of the day, it all comes back to this. What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? What is your life purpose? What are you motivated to? What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? Like, who are you? Like Alice in Wonderland, who are you? Like, who are you? Who are you, y'all? Who are you? That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, even the downloads that you're not meant to move on right at the second are leading you to becoming, again, more of who you're supposed to be. Because again, we're coming up as the King of Cups, y'all. This is some straight off, like, the King of Cups is all about sitting on their power and their shit. Like, they went through hell to be up here floating on the ocean like they cute. They have a whole tower in the ocean, y'all. A whole you know how much cement it must have taken to build that tower in the ocean? I'm just saying. I'm nitpicking at this. But I'm just saying. Do you know how much work it took to get this dude to sit in the middle of the ocean in the throne? It takes a lot to float, okay? The Page of Cups didn't start off on full-blown water. Started off in land. Ended up in the water. Mastering the water. Being above the water, okay? Above the water. And that's what it comes down to at the end. It's not about you drowning in your emotions. It's not about you drowning your feelings, drowning in your possibility, or drowning in like you not wanting to go after your dream, or drowning in the thought of you failing at it and all of these kind of things. It's not about that. It's you rising above that in spite of your fears, in spite of your frustrations, in spite of anything else that tries to stop you from your life's purpose. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Planetary, what is the planetary influences for this week? Of course. Planetary influences for this week is Saturn and Pisces. Please make sure you're checking your transits for this week so you're not caught off guard. But I am telling you, especially with you know how I feel about Saturn, because that's Zaddy. That's what I call him. Zaddy. Zaddy be, he be doing some things. And I do feel like the way Aquarius is hitting right now is doing a lot. It's just doing a lot. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I missed some comments. Hello, y'all. Jose asked if I'm still doing so I do the bi-weekly community live. That's going to be on Wednesday, by the way, for the people who need to know when that live's going to be. So I'm going to be doing the community oracle polls on Wednesday. So there you go. Oh, there you go. Okay, so Cheetah. Thanks, Nat, for answering that question. Your voice has physical vibrations. Shoot it better with the way my moon and Gemini be. Listen. Wait till I hit y'all with these meditation albums, though, because it's happening. It's happening. Trust me, with the downloads that I be getting from Spirit, I got a lot coming for y'all. Y'all don't even know. I don't think y'all ready for that jelly yet. I don't think y'all ready for that. So like when someone asks me what I like do for fun, I'm like, reading. Yo. Oh my god, that's so funny. I've been sun gazing lately. That's amazing. Especially once it starts getting into like, the fiery seasons, I love to be under the sun. As a Leo rising, I just love the sun. Hello, welcome, big welcome. Hello, everybody. Oh wow. When she said the plans. Oh wow. Oh my god, all the love. Oh my god, thank you guys. You guys are so nice. Y'all, and we have come to the end of the weekly healing circle, y'all. Listen. We have so Goddess Hour is going up this week as well. I have literally a Dollar Tree haul. I have a Witchy Thrift Store haul coming at y'all. I have a meditation for you guys this week. I'm doing a lot. But I'm waiting for some of the videos to upload because it's taking a minute. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's weekly healing circle. Thank you so much for coming. For everyone, for all the Patreon members, all the channel members, thank you so much. If you would like to join and become a channel member, the link will be like right next to you can hit the join button next to the subscribe button. If you are new here, thank you so much. Big welcome to the family, the healing family, because that's what we're going to be doing up in here. I will definitely see you loves in the next video. For all the Patreon members, stay tuned for all the updates because I'm working on them right now. Okay. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a good night.